How is it going, everybody? It's me, the Prime Goober, and welcome back to another late night session. We have a lot to get through. The last few days have been very eventful. Straight off the bat, as of the date of this recording, the 29th of June, it is my birthday. So it's been quite the day. We're going to get into that. For now, I think we're going to go mercenary. I think we are going to do a little bit of mercenary. I am really hoping that this run doesn't fail. Do you know what? We'll go Rainstorm. Let's go Rainstorm today, just to get some longevity out of this run. What can I say about Mercenary? Mercenary is a tricky one, because he's very squishy. Like very squishy, like Huntress levels of squishy, without the damage output Huntress can put out. His playstyle is very, very weird. And by weird, I mean you have to play like an absolute crackhead. And I do mean a full-on tweaking, cracked out crackhead. Your mouse has to be able to move at speeds you couldn't even imagine. You have to be tripping on 50 type of drugs to be able to move your hand that fast. You have to be either a massive crackhead or you have to play Osu. I chose to do the latter. I played Osu for far too long, so I can do all those jumps and whoosh 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 and that and the things and slice and dice. Mercenary is one of the melee classes, if you couldn't tell from his katana, except for his alternate R ability. And I do believe that ability is one of the hardest abilities to get in this game, because what you have to do is you actually have to come out of the game itself and you have to go into an alternate game mode called I think it's time trial, some kind of time trial thing. And what you have to do is you have to complete that set time trial place, and everything there is all generated. It's pre-generated, preloaded, and it changes weekly. And what you have to do is you have to complete the entire 2 stages without getting hit once. You can't take any damage. And if you manage to do that, you unlock Eviscerate. Okay, I think I'm just gonna hit Teleporter. We actually have no damage. None. But we have a good amount of damage resistance, and we have 2 health drones. And I'm hoping that that's enough to take on this Stone Titan. Actually, no, we do have damage. We have the Royal Capacitor. That's plenty of damage. Yeah, this is working pretty fine. We're living, we're chilling, and we're balling. Bring me much money. What is it? Infusion. Do you know what? Not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. That was a really nice sequence. I can't lie. Sometimes when you play Mercenary, you do feel like Virgil from Devil May Cry 5. I think there actually is a modded skin. I should download that for next time. So as I said in the beginning, today is my birthday. Another year. And birthdays are a very particular subject for some people. But I think generally we can all agree that when you're a child, a birthday just seems like such a massive event. There's something about it. Maybe it's childlike wonder. But, you know, you go to school and you see people, meet people, your birthday comes and you have a big party, whether on the day, if it's a weekend, or you wait until the weekend of that week when your birthday falls. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you have no idea who the hell is turning up to your party. You just know people. And you're like, hey, I recognize you. You're from my school. I don't talk to you. I don't hang out with you. I have nothing in common with you. but you're here for my party. So for now, we're vibing. You become older, you reach your teenage years, and you become a little more conscious of who you hang out with. Not everybody's going to be your friend like they were in primary school. Or maybe everybody loved you. Everybody has their own experiences, but usually, at least in my case, you become more selective with who you want to hang out with. And it's a lot more intimate because of that. Intimate, I make it sound like we're all making out in the corner. But you get my point, I hope. If you don't get my point, then I have a lot of explaining to do and not enough time to do it. And I feel like adding more words is just going to make the situation worse. So I'm just going to move on and hope that nobody wants to circle back. And yeah, so it's a lot more, it means a lot more because you spend it with a few more people. And then when you become a lot more older, maybe when you get past your teenage years, you just stop caring. You're just like, I'm happy enough to just sit in a room by myself with a candle and a cupcake. Today, I just continued with my story that I talked about in the last episode that I was writing. I wrote another 6 pages today. And I'm really happy with the way it's going because I'm really experimenting with my sentences. I can see bits and pieces here where I might be repeating myself, but that's just because it's a way to connect the sentences together. So I'm using the same kind of connector words. Yeah, I'm using the same connector words. But in my eyes, that's permissible. But it's been a very hectic sort of few days because my birthday today and yesterday we celebrated Eid. And yeah, it just means a lot of sweets. And I'm not a very sugary guy, but if you put it in front of me, I am going to nitpick at it. I am going to slowly whittle it down. So a lot of sweets, and if you know anything about Asian sweets, they are very sugary. They're made with a lot of milk, a lot of sugar, and they can cause quite a bit of damage if you're not careful about how much you take. And then combine that with the cake from today. Oh lord, there's enough sweets to fill a bakery in my house right now. So yeah, I've got to be very disciplined. My gym was closed, so I couldn't go to the gym, and I forgot. See, the notice was there since the beginning of the month. And when I walked into the gym at the beginning of the month, I said to myself, you know, make a mental note of this. So my gym was closed, and the note was there, and I made a mental note. And I said, look, the gym is going to be closed on the 26th and the 27th. Remember that day. Remember the 26th and the 27th. I remembered the 26th, but on the 27th, I completely forgot. And so how did I find out, you might be asking yourself? Well, have no fear, I'm about to tell you. I actually showed up. I walked the whole way. I wasted my time going all that way, only to realize the place was closed. And I honestly didn't know what to do. So I just walked around, wasting time. So yeah, the past week has been one roller coaster of emotions, I'd say. Ooh! A boss item. Very nice. This will definitely help with our survivability. So for now, we actually don't have to worry about moving around. Because at this point, we can face tank a lot of stuff. Especially with the armor plates. The armor plates and the urn and the medkit and the opal, the shield, the bleed, the monster energy drink, you know, the glug 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 and the caffeine. And the PSG, I guess, but we're chilling, we're living, we're doing stuff. You might see me here and there fly up, just out of nowhere. And you might be saying to yourself, how are you defying the laws of physics so casually? And my answer to you is a very simple one. I don't know. If I were to hazard a guess, when you use your M2, which mine right now is whirlwind, if you hit something at an angle, if you sort of like bump it, maybe it's the way the geometry is done, but if you hit it at a certain angle and the ledge is steep enough, it will shoot you up the ramp and you'll just go flying up in the air. Now, there is something else with that, and it helps with a lot of bosses and a lot of flying enemies, and specifically with flying enemies, because it doesn't work if it's not a flying enemy. Now, when you have a flying enemy, when you go flying up from the aforementioned, what are we going to call it? Swipey swipe. Yeah, the swipey swipe. So when you do the swipey swipe and you go flying in the air and you hit a flying enemy, that momentum is carried with you. And if you're lucky enough, you can actually just dash something into the ground. And that damage will carry over and potentially one-shot your boss. We could try it on this boss, but I seem to be inside of it, and I don't really want to give up this position because it's quite the advantage. That was great. That was amazing. Easiest boss of my life. Is this the power? Are these the possibilities of a rainstorm? Ooh, Siren's Call is a shout, because that movement tech I was talking about earlier. Sounds all very professional, doesn't it? My movement tech. Watch this movement tech. Really, all it is me just crackheading out, smashing something into a wall, watching it die. But this place is actually really good when it comes to that tech, because there's a guaranteed spot where you can make yourself fly up in the air and do the swipey swipe thing to the... I was trying to time my dash and I completely brain farted. Ooh. 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 Ooh, 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 ooh. We're going wax quail. I just need more movement. And I'm also remembering now, Mercenary has a double jump that I've completely left alone, like an unwanted child. I apologize. My impulses have caused me to neglect a significant part of my life. You might also see me at times dash and then instantly use my... This is good soup. This is real good soup. Lentil soup. Mental fruit. Ginger root. It's good for the youth. Oh, that is magnificent. If you thought one dash that split into 3 parts was good, imagine having 3 dashes that can be 6. There's levels. There's levels to this madness. Okay, I don't know how collapse works. I don't. I even tried to Google this shit. I don't know how it works. There was something about proc coefficients, and that's too many syllables. Okay, that's too many letters, too many syllables, too many things to remember. What is a proc coefficient? But look, the point is, I don't know how it works, but if I can use it, that means there's some madness about to occur. We're about to get stupid. Right, let's keep looking for eggs. Eggs. English for egg. In Japanese, tamago. In French, des œufs. Yeah, it's des œufs. If I've messed that up, I apologize. But my concerns are on genocide right now. Right, let's see if we can get this in one go. So we run here. Do that. And then we do that. Ha-ha! I've still got it! I've still got it! The old man still got it! The old man still got it, youngin'. You don't know nothing about this one. Back in my day. Where's my item? Samuel. Oh my lord. We're eating. We're eating so well today. We're eating ambrosia, the fruit of gods. I see no other god but me. You know, some people might say that just because I'm playing on Rainstorm, I'm not, you know, playing the game properly. I know that's not everybody, but people like that exist. And it can be a really crappy feeling when someone says that to you. Like, oh, you're not playing... Yeah, well, actually, you're not playing the game properly because you're playing on a lower difficulty than hard. And that means you're not that good. No way. And it's just... Let me play the game my way, you coward. I would like to enjoy the game my way. And if that means I have to play on a lower difficulty, then so be it. At the end of the day, I'm playing single player. If you're gonna get upset about somebody else playing alone on a different difficulty than you, that sounds like a very personal problem. Mending up. This is a very interesting and dangerous situation. Just gonna dash through, just gonna dash through, okay, just gonna dash through, and eviscerate to trigger the expose, dash through again, dash through again, dash through again, activate the expose, double jump, run away, because goddamn that jelly hits hard. That must be jam, because jelly don't shake like that. Oh god. Can I get another? Yeah, don't mind about the cost. Yeah, okay, 3 are good. Don't mind about the cost of the lunar coins. I totally got those coins legitimately. No, I didn't. I did not. So what I did there, just to get everyone on the same page, is I bought a bunch of Gesture of the Drowns. What does that do, I hear you ask? I hear you calling over there from your seat in front of your computer, in the distant lands of which you reside. What does Gesture of the Drown do? Well, let me tell you. What it does is it reduces your cooldowns, but it constantly keeps your ability active as soon as it comes off cooldown. Now, how does that work? How is that a benefit? The benefit is now my Royal Capacitor has a cooldown of about 7 seconds, and it's always firing. Every 7 seconds it will fire. And if I get more Gestures of the Drowned, it will decrease even further. And if I manage to get some fuel cells, that Royal Capacitor will always be ticking. Always. So I will have like an on-demand, well, not an on-demand, but a constant airstrike, or orbital strike, or lightning strike even. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. I just have to look at someone and bang. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna... Boop. What did I say on Mickey Mouse's Funhouse, or Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse? That's a special tool we'll save for later. Aurelianite is one of those things where even at the level we are at now, it can still give you that tingle where you feel slightly nervous as if you're not certain you're going to survive. And that's just because of the unpredictable nature of the entire place. And of Aurelianite himself. It's just difficult to kind of figure out what's happening. You have to constantly be getting the money, and then when you weaken him, you have to make sure that you do it, you beat him quickly. Because if you don't, you're in a lot of trouble. Just because of the swarm. It's a very small area, there's a lot of different enemies, doing a lot of different things, and sometimes it just takes you by surprise. How does Aurelianite work? Basically, there's these little wick things that I've been lighting up. So, to activate those you need money. Like with anything in this game, you need copious amounts of money. Now when you activate 4 of them, Aurelianite himself will spawn. And he's basically a glorified golden stoned titan. he has lore that is quite interesting, but I'll leave that up to you if you want to have a look into that. Now, when he spawns, you have to activate all 7 of the pillars, and then he becomes vulnerable. So when he spawns, he's completely invulnerable, and you have to summon out pillars, and then you have a certain amount of time to attack him until those pillars reset. After that, you need to activate them all again to make him vulnerable. And I think we're probably going to have to do that because we're not doing anywhere near enough damage. Yep, we're going to have to do it again. Alright, this should be it. And you are finished. Lovely. So now we grab our item. The Halcyon seed? Halcyon? It's a seed. And the gist of it is that every time we trigger a boss fight now, Aurelia Knight's going to help us fight. And that does wonders in terms of support. That's not too bad. A focus crystal. I completely forgot about focus crystals. That is a mercenary's wet dream. And that is a lobster. Excuse me, Larry. He's on his villain arc. This one is not what I expected it to be. But look, there's our boy. Clad in gold, our golden knight. Look at him, he's so majestic. He's so strong and handsome. Scorched Acres. Ooh. I do like Scorched Acres. If it wasn't for all the monsters and the sudden onset of random death, I would love to build a house up there. In those fine little woods. That would be a what the... Oh, it's a grove tender in the wild. Natural and organic. Holy mama. Cannot underestimate. You cannot underestimate this stuff. Alright, let's see if we can grab this. And then, boom. There we go. I think the key is not to move. Don't move. If you move, you lose all that momentum. So you have to make sure you're positioned in a way where your dash will connect, which if you've been stacking up on movement items, will not be hard. Man, I just want to do the thing. Oh no, I'm lagging. Oh no. There's too much on the screen. There's too much. Oh no. There's too much. The game's breaking. Did I die? I think I died. Yeah. Okay, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. I genuinely think this could have been a win. It's just the game shat itself. Okay, the game bricked. I'm counting that as a win. Now you might say it's not, and I'm gonna say you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm afraid your opinion is wrong.